For visitors to London, let's be honest, the clichés can abound. All those things a good tourist is supposed to do, so much to check off that list. The London Eye, the imposing facade of Buckingham Palace, the colour and pageantry of the changing of the guard, the history of Tower Bridge, the hustle of Trafalgar Square, the sweep of Embankment, the drama of Westminster. Do them even if they seem obvious because, well, they're worth the minutes you'll spend gawping. And yes, I can attest. But London, like all great cities, is one that will always reward the curious. And beyond the grand and imposing are 1,000 different corners. Each is charming, each is beautiful as the one before. From South Bank to Soho, there's always something to discover, especially if you choose to follow your nose. I was following mine and it led me unerringly to a lovely little bakery just in time for breakfast. Foxcroft and Ginger in the middle of Soho is, well, the perfect place for me to start. It's also the perfect place to begin to disprove all those misnomers about British food being bland. It's my first stop, but look around, soak in, if you will, the counter spilling over with all kinds of tempting treats. Sandwiches stuffed with everything you can imagine. Cakes, muffins, pastries and cruffins. The latter I will explain in a bit. But first, my breakfast. I started with this slab of a sandwich. The bread is house-made, thick and crusty, full of chew. Inside there's bechamel, truffle, mushroom and halloumi. This is very, very good.
Some of the most just fresh, joyful, gorgeous baked goods that I've had. This cheese, these mushrooms, this bread.
Then came a plate I couldn't have been expected to resist since it was called kashundi, but it's nothing like ours. Eggs here are poached and served with eggplant and blistered tomatoes and feta and topped with microgreens, and yes, the portions aren't timid at all.
No, this is what sort of excites me, is that when food is almost designed to reflect the season. I mean, we have sun streaming outside. It may not necessarily stay that way, but every bite you have makes you believe it is. It's a reflection of the city on its happiest, brightest day.
And yes, for proof, just revel in the sense of the potent cups wafting out, or try some of the sweet treats, because you'll see what sweet treats they are. First, their scones. We travel down to the bakery first so you can see they take making their scones very, very seriously. These are no ordinary ones. They're the classic kind that I'm told people travel across country borders for. Served as they are here, thick with that golden gleam with butter and cherry jam, it's worth the price of the ticket. To England, believe me. I've barely recovered from them when I'm then introduced to their equally effective strawberries and cream muffin. It's one of their creations and one I'm thrilled to have caught.
Moist and creamy and tart and tangy strawberries and cream, because what else can you have in the English summer? And I'm just going to put it out there and say that this legitimately might be the best muffin I've ever had.
But I had, one could argue, saved the best for last. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a cruffin, a muffin croissant hybrid that is utterly magnificent. The first one I try is filled with passion fruit curd and honeycomb.
I've been obsessed with coming here since I first read about the cruffin, and all I have to say is cronut, eat your heart out. This, people, is just, buttery, flaky, sugary, gorgeous goodness. This tart, gorgeous passion fruit, the chewy.
It's incredible. They had a chocolate custard one too, but I decided to finish off my feast, and feast it has been with the raspberry cheesecake.
What can I say? I'm dazzled. I'm dripping sugar. I'm as sticky-fingered as a 6-year-old, and I'm so heart happy.
What a breakfast, what a way to start my dive into London's many excesses. And in fact, so taken was I that I had to meet the owner. He wasn't there the first day on account of a brand new baby, so I actually travelled back to catch up with him, his partner, and their new arrival. And let's be honest also, to just get my hands on a few more of those cruffins.
Okay, firstly, just what a delightful place. Secondly, what a lovely place.
It's predominantly run by myself and my wife. We started off very, very small. It was me predominantly baking in the beginning, working out how to make these little monsters, and they've been great for us, and we absolutely love them. And the flavours change every couple of weeks, and we always try and do, we try and put a little twist on all the things we do. We draw, inspiration from all over the world.
These marvels, these miracles of bakery confection.
I was thinking, how boring is, you can walk into any shop and you can find a pan of chocolate, a pan of raisin, and I just kind of were wrapping my head around how we can kind of make it a little bit more modern, and we've always wanted a vessel so we can do different flavors inside. We kind of came up with these. It took us a little while to kind of work it all out. So this is kind of like our pan of chocolate.
Here is my question. Now that you have ruined me forever, I live in India, I do not have ready access to this. What happens now?
I think we might need to open shop then, eh?
Thank you. That is the absolutely correct answer. I am thrilled.
Never say never.
So I took some. Okay, all to go. Don't you judge me. It won't be the last time after all. London has so very much to offer. Like say in Marylebone, a very tony neighbourhood where there's another place that simply calls for hours to be whiled away there. La Fromagerie, as the name suggests, is a place that's all about the cheese. They even have this incredible room. Also to be known henceforth as the Den of Decadence. Look at it. Every conceivable kind of cheese is available. You can examine for provenance, figure out the age, gaze admiringly, or just take big whiffs of that funky air. Then head outside and pay greater attention to the sunny space and the incredible assortment it also offers. Everything that can go with cheese and a few things besides. But I was also particularly lucky because I was going to be meeting Patricia Mickelson, author, cheese lover, and the one behind all of this.
What would you say to someone who's sort of coming here, who doesn't necessarily have the understanding? I mean, this seems to me also a place of, that looks to teach, that looks to, if not educate because that's a stuffy word, but does look to teach.
We hope that when you walk in, you'll sort of have an explosion of colour from the fruit and veg, and that sort of starts the process of you thinking, what else is there?
Right.
And you walk in, and the cheese room is a dedicated room, and some people are a bit daunted by it, but we've got guys in there that just want to talk to you about cheese. That's all they want to talk to you about. It's like a little library. You can walk around, read all the labels, taste the cheeses, and then get to know the flavours that you like, and then we put together what you want.
So there it is, the assortment I get to start with. You should know everything on this platter has a story, has a point.
This is a nice breakfast lunch plate. So you've got a little goat's cheese from Savoie, most wonderful little farm that I visited recently. And that's their little goat's cheese. It's called besace. And besace means a purse in patois. Little charcoal biscuit gives a nice little sort of crunch to it.
That is delicious.
We decided to make some biscuits for cheese because all the biscuits we were tasting had too much sugar in them or too much salt. Actually matching the cheeses rather than hiding and masking.
And really this platter has it all. Goat's milk cheese, sheep's milk cheese, cow's milk cheese, soft, hard, creamy, ripe, sharp. It's an incredible selection, and Pat knows the provenance of every single one.
This, I believe, is very special.
Well, this is Beaufort, and it's a Beaufort Chalet d'Alpage. That means it's a high mountain summer cheese. The cattle, they're actually feeding on alpine pastures that are only left for them. And the guys go up there and they milk the cows on the mountain, make the cheese there as well.
Sounds pretentious to say you can taste it, but it's true. And more pairings and progressions matter equally. They're the point. The perfect board makes the already tasty even better.
And there's a blue cheese there also from the Savoie, which is again quite light, creamy, but goes with all these cheeses, so you don't have too much of an aggressive hit of blue. And that's the thing, that's what we can teach you. We can teach you how to put together a ball that complements each other, each one.
So you may have noticed over the last little while that they take their cheese very seriously. And perhaps that's something we all should as well, for, well, a number of reasons.
You can't go wrong with cheese. It's a great, it's a great conversation maker. We've got this table here, so all sorts of people sit here, and they're sitting down having plates of cheese at lunchtime. And instead of being alone at a table, silent, automatically they start. We've had one or two weddings out of this table.
How nice!
Yeah, incredible. I could not believe it.
Well, the power of fat and the
It's
power
the
of
power
incredible
of
cheese.
cheese.
I mean, listen, let me put it this way. To Indian audiences who might be listening, come here, have the cheese. Who knows what you may get out
Yes,
of it?
you might meet the person of your dreams.
Exactly. And we do love our matchmakers, so...
Don't say we didn't give you a heads up. You know what to do now the next time you're here. And a few other things too that we'll add, because this is of course a list that doesn't quit.